wholeness, and balanced vibrations. How y'all doing today? This is Richard Bliss. I've been working on something. I don't know about working, contemplating, thinking about, meditating, doing some deep dives. But what I have been thinking about has been on my mind for it's been on my mind for a while, but really for the last 3 days. And it's basically the seven deadly sins and the seven divine virtues that thwart them, basically. Now, you can look this up yourself. There's many people that have already done a comparative analysis between the seven deadly sins and the divine virtues that counter them. So, if you prefer a different voice, if you prefer to hear it a different way, by all means, look into it further. This is just a self uh, reflection of my take on it. This is basically my take on myself, my interflection, interflection, or inside reflection. As above, so below, as within, so without. All right, pride. You know, I got specialized, so sometimes I got to look real close at stuff. An excessive belief in one's own abilities. Hmm. Let's see what AI can chime in with this. Pride. Oh, AI is saying a complex emotion of deep pleasure from one's own achievements or qualities, often like likened to self-respect, identity, belonging, but can also mean excessive self-esteem, vanity, or be a powerful affirmation of identity. Like every time I look it up, they change the shit. I ain't gonna lie. I done looked it up a few times. But to me, I take pride in being the best version of myself. Or if I'm doing something, I do the best that I can do. I'm not gonna half it and just do it just to be doing something. Whatever I'm doing, I want it to be a reflection that I gave it all that was in me to do. So I take pride in anything that I do, but I'm not prideful. I don't think it's it's better than because I don't compare. It's just me. So I take pride in giving the best that I can give, which would lead to the virtue. Hold on. Humility, which would keep pride in check. So that's your self check, your self awareness. Uh, let's go back to this humility, the quality of having a
According to
modest
VIA Character Strengths, humility is a character trait that reflects a realistic understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. It means you can recognize your abilities without arrogance and embrace your limitations without harsh self criticism.
right. So It's not laying down and being a doormat, but you do a self check and just keep yourself balanced. The middle way. Yeah, basically. Greed. Here we go. An intense desire for material wealth or gain beyond what is needed. Be careful with greed. And once again, this is a self check. You're looking at yourself to see, okay, I have this. I would like that. Versus, I have this. I have more than I need, but I still want more. That's greed. Greed is, be careful with that one. And to do charity and generosity, agape, the highest form of love. It is giving unto others, and it's pure. You know, you want to you give because you want to give. You want to be a help to others. Uh, it's real simple. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Which takes us to what's my next one? Wrath. Uncontrollable feelings of anger, rage, and hate. Enough said. Those are very powerful words. Each one of itself, especially hate. I wrote a paper on the word hate. Just one word. Did not tell you a story. I used this is when I was little. I think I was 5, 6, or 7 in there somewhere. And I used the word hate in front of my father. And he stopped me and he asked me, "Do you know what that word means?" I said, "No." And he gave me an assignment to do a paper on the word hate. And I think at the time I used 2 or 3 dictionaries and 2 different sets of encyclopedias. And from that moment on, I was very careful, very mindful about the use of the word hate. It's very powerful. But all of them. If you look at anger and rage, and these are when you're dealing with wrath, these are uncontrolled feelings, which means that a person that's in wrath has no desire to control those. It's uncontrolled, unleashed, because you always have a choice to control it. And what do you thwart wrath with? Kindness. Intentional, helpful actions towards others without expecting reward. Enough said. I want to help everybody that I can help for the greatest good of all. And I'm not expecting anything back. If I want to help, I want to help. That's who I am. I'm the, if you do something for somebody and you want something back, you're not helping, you're working. Just a thought. Once again, this is my perspective. It's not right, wrong, or different. It's just my take on it. Do 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 do. Ooh, envy. A desire for others' traits, status, abilities, or possessions. Nah, that's not me. I mean, some people have a problem with envy, but I mean, get it how you live. And what do you thwart it with? Chastity, purity both in mind and body, in thought and speech. Some people will immediately connect chastity with sexual abstinence. Now, there's a varying degrees of that in regards to the sexual aspects of it. So for me, it's being mindful of my thoughts, of my body, of my energy, and that I'm not just passing myself around, leaking everywhere, with no real pure intent. So chastity means that to me, pure of heart, pure of thought, pure of body, for the purpose of being the best me that I can be. It's not just abstinence for abstinence sake or trying to be good. No, that's me. That's how I want to be. We did that. We did that. Now this leads into lust, an intense longing for pleasure. Once again, the main one that people want to focus on is sex, but you can lust after many things, and it's an intense desire. So it's like once you go past a certain point, the intensity of lust, whether it be for possessions, whether it be for an overindulgence in anything outside of yourself, very dangerous. Remember, all is self. So you can control it if you desire, or it can control you. what do you what do you use against lust? I guess I kind of switched up a little bit. Hold on. Chastity was supposed to be for lust. Envy was kindness, I think. Yeah. Like I said, these are just impressions, reflections, and sharing. That's all this is. This is not for grade. This is not for reference. This is just me sharing. So ease up on the comments. Gluttony, overindulgence, not just food, overindulgence and overconsumption of anything. So if you are binging on reels, uh, an overconsumption of negative influences, an overconsumption of anything, an overconsumption becomes a problem, and it leads into other things like addictions and off keel mindsets. And what do you combat gluttony with temperance, balance in all aspects of life, controlling appetites and passions. So just because you really enjoy something doesn't mean that you should overindulge in it. You should be balanced. I'm working with that with cashews, man. Don't leave no cashews around, man. Come back looking for them. Like, you want them, why'd you leave with me? But anyway, control yourself. Where we at? Sloth, laziness, apathy, and a spiritual and physical inaction. Mm, mm. We'll read that one more time. For the people in the back, sloth, laziness, apathy, and spiritual and physical inaction. And you combat that with diligence, careful and persistent effort, showing thorough attention and hard work in completing tasks. So that's why you'll often hear do your own due diligence because it's kind of hard to ride on somebody else's diligence because you have to have your own action. So you can plagiarize people. You can watch somebody do the work and copy them. But in all things, you're going to get out what you put in. So it's best to do your own due diligence. It's good to have a guide. It's good to have somebody that is experienced in that in which you are looking into. But you don't want to lean on that. You don't want to rely on somebody else's work because they may be on a different part of the same information. So they only may need 10% of what they're working on. But because of their diligence, they're doing 90% more to get more out of that 10%, where you need 100%, but you're only giving like 5% into acquiring that which you're seeking. So you're only going to get out what you put in. That's how it works. You can only ride somebody's coattails so far. I get that a lot. Or shall I say I used to get that a lot. Like I'm like, come on. I said, this is some good stuff I'm learning over here. Come on, learn with me. Nah, you go ahead, you go ahead. Once you get it down, you know what I'm saying? I'll just ride your coattail. And this is what I tell them. It is extremely difficult to hold on to somebody's coattails when they flying at 30,000 feet. Love you. This is Richard Bliss. Like I said, this is just me sharing in regards to the seven deadly sins and thwarting them with the seven divine virtues. But do your own due diligence. Look up these terms and see how they apply in your life and see where you're at. Remember, in all things, balance. Uh, do your own due diligence. Do your own work. Be kind. Be true. Be pure. It's not that difficult. And be authentic. Be you. Be real. I think that's it. I love you. Have a great day or night.